Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Figs Outside. So today, I know, no beard, long story. So today we're going to be replacing the hub assembly on a 2005 Dodge. I'll let you know on the years and the description below on the years it's applicable to. Yeah, the hub assembly's going out. It's starting to grind. It's making a little noise, and there's some vibration going on. So I got the front end jacked up, and let me show you what's going on. All right, guys, so like I said, I got the front end jacked up, and I don't know if y'all can see, actually, y'all can see how much that's moving. And you can hear it. That's a lot. But when you look underneath, tools out of the way. So when you look underneath, oh, should have washed it. You notice it's not the ball joints. The ball joints are not moving. But what is moving is the axle assembly and the whole rotor assembly. Nothing else is moving. And everything's tight. So that tells me it is the hub assembly. I've replaced these before. Never did a video because I wasn't making videos back then. So anyway, we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna pop off the wheel. We're gonna pull the cotter pin, and then I gotta pull off the caliper too, but we'll get that going. And then also, you're gonna need a big old giant socket. It's a 1 11/16, and that is for the axle nut. And there's kind of a pain in the butt. You usually got to use a puller. Sometimes I know people that have used not the nut, but the hub. We'll get to that. Anyway, let's get this going, guys. All right, y'all, so we got the wheel off, tire and wheel. So now you got the rotor, it's right here. Of course, you got the caliper, the bracket. So right here on the back side, hold on, guys. So right here, these bolts right here, the ones that are right here, those are to adjust the caliper. That helps the caliper to move in and out with the variations. So right here, these are the ones that you're gonna wanna pull out. And it's the one for the bracket. You can take the caliper off first if you want. Some people think it's easier, but anyway, these are 13/16 bolts. You got one on the top and then one down here on the bottom. So that will take this whole piece off. And then once that whole piece is off, excuse me, then we can slide the rotor off, and then we'll get down into the hub assembly. And that's going to be fun. Sometimes there's a pain in the butt, especially on these Dodges. They're difficult. It's almost like they're welded in there. So you got to use a good puller. Some people I know use an air chisel, like I said earlier, to get this hub part off. But anyway, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. We're going to get this piece off first, and then you got to be careful too with this. You want to be sure you have a string, or you got a block or something that you can. I like to use a string or whatever, and you can take this and tie it up to this so it's not hanging. I'll tie it up on the arm so it's not hanging and pulling on your brake lines. And also, when you do that, before you do that, when we pull this off, we're gonna disconnect it from these little holders here. And then this is your ABS sensor, and it goes into the top of the hub. Excuse me, man, I can't talk right. Anyway, guys, let's get this going, and I'll show you what it's like when it's done. On to the next phase. All right, everybody, so got that part off, got the bolts removed, and there's the whole assembly. I actually was able to leave the caliper and stuff on the rotor with just a little bit of wiggling, and it slid right off the studs in the ring. So there it is, got it propped up so it's not pulling tension. The next step is I am going to take this out. It's a little 3/16 Allen. Oh, focus, there we go. So 3/16, that's to pull your ABS sensor out. That's this line right here. So it disconnects from there, just like this. You gotta be very careful with these unless yours comes with the new one, but you still wanna be careful because it's always nice to have a backup one. And what I am replacing all this with is the Timken. So the whole Timken hub assembly, there it is right there. That's the part number, made in the USA. You don't want to go cheap with this, guys. You want to get good stuff, good quality made in the USA stuff. I mean, yeah, you can get something on Amazon. That was $264. And yeah, I could get something on Amazon for 160 bucks that comes from who knows what country, with how many different countries of parts and all different types of soft metal and whatever crappy bearings. You don't want that. This is a sealed unit. You can't grease it. Buy quality, guys. So buy Timken. Anyway, that's my little soapbox there. So I'm gonna pop that piece out 3/16, and then you have 4 bolts on the back. There it is, 18 millimeter. And those guys are right there. There's those 2, there's one there, and then there's one right behind the U-joint, or the, let's see, oh, there it is. You can see it through my finger, right there. So you got 4 of those, 18 millimeter. You might have to start your vehicle, depending upon how you're all set up, you know, with extensions or swivels or whatever. But turn your vehicle on, turn the wheel in or out, makes it a lot easier to get to those. And then once we get those out, then we'll pop out the cotter pin and take that big bad boy off, and then we'll use the puller and see if we can get this hub assembly off. All right, here we go, guys. All right, guys, got those 18 millimeter bolts out, and now it's time for the axle nut. And like I said, this is a big one. This is a 3/4 inch drive. I don't have a lot of my tools because we moved. Long story short, anyway, I'm gonna have my big impact wrench or driver, whatever you want to call it. So there it is. It's a 1 11/16, and that's for this bad boy right there. And they are on there tight. They're very, very tight. Then I got my ABS sensor put up in there. The one with the Timken comes with a brand new one. So if you want to disconnect, I'm probably just going to clean this one off, save the one from the Timken since it's brand new. I'm going to wipe down that, and then it runs up here, and then there's a piece right there that you can see. That's where it connects to, and that's that little plug that goes right here. So anyway, I'm going to get that down, and we'll get the puller on there and see if we can make some progress. All right, guys. So I got her broke free, nice and loose. And that's what I had right there. That's the breaker bar, 3/4 inch. It is pretty long, goes inside the handle. And then I got I shall break the cheater pipe on there. And you know, I'm like 215 pounds, and I had this thing pointed up at this angle right here, and I was literally hanging on it, kind of bouncing, and then it just crack. And you got to be careful because when it breaks loose, it's just like that. So anyway, guys, get back to it. So, oh yeah, I'm going to pop this off, and then I'm going to use the puller and get the puller set on here. It's a 3-piece puller, so it'll kind of look like this, and it'll hook onto the back side of that. As we'll take that off now, plus the washer, and then the center of the puller will go right into there, and it's got a nut on the back side, and you're just going to twist it and try to wiggle that thing off. Hopefully it'll come off pretty easy. Sometimes you can, if you're lucky, you got some mini mallets or mini sledges, you can hit the edges of them. Of this kind of on the back side, and it'll actually wiggle loose. So I might actually well, I don't have any of that stuff, so I'm gonna use a puller. All right, guys, continuing on. Just a real quick deal, guys. So here's the puller. You want a 3-piece or a 3-prong arm puller, whatever. I'm brain farting, sorry guys. Anyway, that's what it kind of looks like when it's all set up. I know this one's kind of cute. It's just a little 7-ton. I have a 10-ton and a 12-ton puller, a lot more beefy, but hey, you know what? And you can rent these also at your O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They sell these type of pullers too, and usually they're anywhere from like 80 to 100 bucks. You can rent them, rent it for free. You don't break it or damage it, you take it back and you get your money back. So anyway, I'm gonna get this tightened up and get that pulled off, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so see, it popped pretty easy, started sliding out. So right here, guys, there's the dust shield that goes up here on the top. So right here presses inside the knuckle right here. And so this piece right here a lot of times gets stuck in there. And when you want to put your new one on, what I like to do is I'll just sand the edges ever so lightly, and then I'll use Never Seez, and I'll just put a little coating of that on the new one, and even on the threads of the axle shaft, just on the inside edge, so when I slide it on there, it'll be on there. And what that does, it keeps it from seizing up, it keeps it from rusting and bonding itself with the rest of the metal. And next, if you ever have to replace it, it makes it a lot easier. And I'll do the same thing when I replace U-joints. I do the same thing on the caps, the U-joint caps. Just a quick tip, I know it's a little off subject, but what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit on the edge, on the inside edge of the ear, or a little bit on the edge of the cap, and I'll press them together with that. And then you can put your snap rings on there, whether it's the C-clip that goes on the inside of the ear or the outer snap ring, which clips onto the outside edge. That's just a quick tip for that. It also helps out when you got to replace U-joints. So we're gonna get this one taken apart, slide that one off, and then I'll show you guys the new one. All right, guys, so here's the new piece from Timken. It's one with the studs. That's awesome, so you don't have to press. And some of the Chinese ones, you got to be really careful too with that, because if you look on the thing, it doesn't show them with the studs. That means it's probably not going to come with the studs, and you're going to have the old ones pressed out and pressed into the new one, which you could do that if you have a press, or you take it to a shop, but that just costs you more money. So, you know what, I'm just going to use the one from Timken, the new ABS sensor, since it's already plugged in there. So what you want to do is you want to pop this one out. It's got that little red clip. You snap that back. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Anyway, you snap that back, and then inside there's a little keeper, but you just slide those, you can slide that apart, and you got to press on that piece down there. So anyway, you unplug that, reroute it through here, comes underneath here, and then kind of self-explanatory, and then it goes there. And then so here is the flange on the Timken. So remember, the ABS sensor goes on the upside. This is where you want to put the never sees, right here, or you can sand this down a little bit and then put the never sees on that. And this is the never sees right here. Sorry guys for the mess, moving around. So that's the never sees. Anti-seize lubricant, and yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's really nasty stuff. This stuff, you got to be really careful, guys. This stuff is so nasty. You open it up and it gets everywhere. Hold on one second. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. Most of you, if you're working on your rig, hopefully you have. But this stuff, I mean, a tiny bit goes a very, very long way. And usually you don't just end up with it on the part where you wanted it. It ends up everywhere else. It is an absolute mess. Anyway, there it is there. Kind of oily, kind of silver. So mix it up, and then I'll put it on there after I sand this down just a tiny bit, just to clean it off. And you can also see I already got some there, but anyway. So we're gonna get the new one put on, and then I'm gonna pop this off really quick, and then we'll start putting it back together. And this is gonna be in reverse order, guys. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so we got that on. Remember to put your dust shield on. I started sliding together, and I was like, ah, forgot the dust shield. So what you want to do is you want to unsnap this piece. It comes with a little, little zip tie thing, and you want to slide that through this, and then you'll want to put that all together. One thing to get this off, what you're probably going to have to do, like what I did, and I didn't show that part, and I'm sorry, guys, is I actually put the vehicle in 4 low, and with the e-brake on and back into park that way, because when you got this lifted, obviously it's not a locker, so this was free spinning. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to put it in 4 low, put it in park, put the e-brake on, you know, just as extra precaution, and then that's how you'll spin that nut off. And it's going to be the same when I want to retighten it. I'm going to have to put it back in 4 low, but you got to take it back out. So unless you're really good at lining up splines, so you can move this, which will move the shaft, so you can line the holes back up. So anyway, that's how that goes right there, guys. And then I'm going to get it all put back together, and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, guys, so new assembly's on right here. I got these. I'm going to torque them all down. For those of you that like the torque specs, these are 149 pounds, or like 202 newtons, or whatever the heck it is, but 149 foot-pounds. And then this crazy thing is like 285 to 300. So it's a lot. It's a lot of torque. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there, give you a heads up. I'm going to finish routing this, and then get the axle nut back on there, and then get the wheel on there, or get the axle nut back on there, the rotor, and then we'll get the wheel on there. So we'll see you guys here in probably roughly right around 15 minutes after I torque all that down. All right, everybody, so I got the wheel back on, torqued down, and look at a tiny bit. There's supposed to be just a tiny bit, but that's it. So nice and tight. Yeah, guys, that's it. Good to go. So I'm gonna finish putting them on the center plate, and take the jack out. It's still locked in 4-wheel drive, so I was able to torque it down. But then that's it. So thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for watching along with this video, and I hope this helps you out in any way, shape, or form about replacing the wheel hub on a Dodge. Yeah, so pretty quick, pretty easy, not too bad. Took me, hold on guys, let me see. Yeah, it took me 2 hours, pretty much right on the money. And that was with stopping and having to fetch tools and different other things. So not too bad, save you a ton of money. Otherwise that'd be a couple $100 in the shop, easy. So it'd probably be closer to like the $300 to $500 range. So there it is, guys. Like I said, thanks for hanging out. Hope this video helps you. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of repeating myself now. But anyway, if you could, hit that thumbs up button right down there and subscribe. And also, if you're into hunting and fishing and anything else like that, you can check out my Instagram, which is Bobby Newton Figs Outside. So we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.